Hello, hello. Welcome to Audio Addiction. It's your boy Brandon. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling. We are doing part two of Astro. If you missed out on part one, it will be posted on Patreon very soon. I am working tirelessly to get as much of the content out to Patreon first, and then it will migrate over to YouTube. So if you missed out on this, we'll probably do a B-side stream as a collective at some point in the foreseeable future. So if you have some good Astro B-sides, send them my way. Check them out. But again, massive shout outs to Kaylee. They have gracefully given us the 100,000 channel points, and we have dived into Astro. It's been an absolute blast so far, and I would expect nothing less from the second half of stream. So pretty excited. Other than that, so we've got some more streams happening, stuff like that. So, come back if this is your first time seeing an audio addiction video. Come hang out. Also, come join our Discord. That's where the best place to find out when I'm streaming and doing stuff. Because I try to stream as often as I can, whatever is healthy for me. So, come hang out, come join, show me some cool K-pop, and maybe I haven't done it yet. So, Sarah, hello. Kaylee, hello. Gunky, hello. Biscuit, hello. Connie, hello. Thanks for hanging. Sarah says, come join us on Twitch so Brandon has to go to Boys Planet. That was the wager that was played. I did tell Sarah that if we get to 1,000 followers on Twitch, I will subjugate myself to the Boys Planet. I don't even know. I'm gonna say compendio. I did self-impose this wager on myself. However, I did it because if I didn't, then I would be in for some deep shit when it does come around. So, I know that the longer I wait for this to happen, the longer this playlist is going to be. And I already did NCT month. We already did BTS month. I want to try to do what I can. So, Sarah says, so what happens if I unfollow? Oh boy. Jazz, hello. Thanks for hanging. Kaylee says it was going to happen at some point anyway. That's true, but this is like speed running it, what is the PowerPoint? So much lore, guys. If you come hang out, you know what the lore is. So, anywho, we are finishing out Astro tonight. We'll be doing some more songs, and as well as that, then we will be doing a variety video that Kaylee has put at the end to bring the mood up. So I'm very excited. Tonight we're going to be covering Candy Sugar Pop, Madness. We're going to be doing Uno's Stay is a solo music. Another one from him, Where Am I? We are also doing a cover of Candy in My Ears, which is Moonbin and Moonsua. Moonsua is in Billy. Very cool. Circles. Then we are doing Jinjin's Self-Esteem, as well as Wave in My Heart, featuring Yun Hui. We have Sanha's Dive, as well as Bleeding. And then we have Twilight to close it out. And then in terms of our music portion, and then we'll be watching a little fun video at the end. So I don't want to spoil it. I have no idea what it is, but it is a variety video. So excited to get into that as we come along to it. Okay. Biscuit asks what's the count up to? Okay, that makes sense. 194 slides and a new group debuts in 12 days. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so many. Oh, that is so many slides. All right, well, it is what it is, Anyway, Tisuanu, I love Astro. Hey, listen, you missed part one, but it's okay. You're here now, and that's the point. We are doing Candy Sugar Pop first, so let me get my good old stream window pulled up here, and we'll jump into Candy Sugar Pop now. Let's go. You did, Gunky. It's okay, though. Oh, I did not say the info. Sorry. This before we start the song. This is from their album Drive to the Starry. This is their last comeback we got before MJ enlisted in the military. It was also the last six-member comeback. Okay, very interesting. I'm excited to see how this one shakes out in my favorites, but check it out.
Let's get it driving. Never stop it. Let's make
Ooh.
rhythm까지 dripping. 틈을 헤집고 다 올라타. 수평선에 비친 푸른 빛에 paradise. 찬란하게 펼친 태양빛에 빠져들어가. 달콤한 미소에 홀린 듯 내게 다가가 말해 I want you. 나는 항상 think of you. 혹시 너도 think of me. Wanna take you on my date. 1, 2, 3, let's go. 어디든 내게 말해봐. 한 발 더 다가와. 말해줄래 take it tonight. 눈앞에 ocean view. 푸른 날 flower bloom. My candy sugar pop. 어디든지 with you tonight. 사르르 녹아 네 말 한마디에 파르르. 번번이 다리를 동동 구르는 나 구름을 밟는 듯 take off. 차 타고 하늘을 driving 너와 나 어디든 arriving Like a real deal 저 feel 하고 싶은 대로 해봐 I'm still there 시원한 바람물이 감싸 파도치는 빛과 눈부신 blue
Great pre-chorus.
함께하는 이 순간 Drop to the paradise 1, 2, 3, let's go candy sugar pop 아무도 몰래 말이야
Ooh. Love that rhythm change. Nice. 즐기는 것밖에 답이 없어 같이 뛰어봐 candy sugar pop 말해줄래 이게 어떤 I'll take it down with you 저거 down 너와 내 곁에 빛이 가득해 candy sugar pop 어디든지 with you tonight Oh, that's so much fun. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this album. All right, we did start it off with a banger. This was Astro's Candy Sugar Pop. If you're hanging out, thanks for chilling. Harmony, thanks for pulling up. We love to see it. Let's see what we got here. Kaylee said starting off with a banger. Couldn't agree more. Candy Sugar Pop is so good, is what Sarah says. Jazz says super fun song. I could agree. Chad is on point tonight. I do really love this song a lot. I think maybe again, it's just being a sucker for like really fun orchestrated pop music. Like there's just something about this that like has a little bit of a retro feel to it. I think it's a lot to do with like the way that the drumming is set up. Feels very much like whoever obviously wrote this song was taking a lot of influences from like older pop, but obviously modernizing it, especially with that like really interesting like snare jump part that's typically used in a lot of Motown music. So I love seeing that kind of obviously, migrate more into normal pop music as well as obviously K-pop as a collective. That is really fun. As well as that their vocals in this song were so good. I think they had great hooks on the song. I would say probably my two favorite sections of the song would be the pre-choruses. The pre-choruses were awesome, and I think they built into that chorus really well. And I also really love the bridge. The bridge was phenomenal. I love the like more subdued nature of it. Kind of gave a little bit of light R&B feel to it, which is always something in my wheelhouse that I like. So that was great. as well as that, the rap verses were fun. Like, you know, you couldn't help but feel like engaged with it, and I think that's always a plus, you know, especially in a more like pop in your face sort of type of song. I think they did a great job of that. Again, I'm gonna continue on my train of being a Sanha bias. I think vocally, I really love his vocals, and I think he stood out a ton to me more specifically in that bridge section. He had like a really cool like melody line that he used in that section that I really kind of took a little bit more notice to. But as well as that, obviously, got to give the flowers to MJ as well too. Those ad libs at the end were so good. He is such a competent vocalist, and you can tell he has no reservations going into that. He just delivers it, and I feel like, you know, I feel like he leaves it all on the line, especially in part one. I feel very similarly to this song, and a lot of the times where he's just popping off. So love that as well. I would say between the two rap verses, that's kind of tough. I liked Rocky's delivery, but I feel like Jinjin just has this like really great punch that I'm always very like enamored by. And I think like again with the whole doing part one and stuff was really fun, but like just seeing them all kind of elevate, I think is just really so cool. But yeah, this one I think if we listened to this one yesterday, it would have been my favorites. It is still, I would say, in my favorites tonight in part two right now. It's just a placeholder. Again, it's the first song we've listened to in part two, um, but I feel like this one's going to be a really hard one to beat for sure. So curious to see how the music goes on, as they say. Gongi says such a fun song. I agree, and Kaylee says Jinjin really hits you. I agree with that. I think he's got such a unique, like, again, I think I talked about in part one a good bit, but just like the way that their vocals are stylized in their rap sections, I think is really impressive. And that, I think that speaks for the general audience of like K-pop rappers. I feel like there's always some cool distinction to who they choose to be rappers. And I feel like Astro is no different in that capacity, but is utilized so well. So huge shouts to Rocky and Jinjin, of course. But we shall keep it moving. The next one we have on the playlist here is Madness. This is from their third mini album, in essence, and is by Moonbin and Sanha. This is the last music release we got from Moonbin before he passes away, but it's a banger song that the boys did amazing with. That's awesome. Okay, we will be getting into Madness then. Let's check it out.
I'm going deep inside 네 가슴 쉬는 그 이상 절대로 날 피할 순 없으니 yeah 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 지금 감아보는 eyes You can get me out of mind 세민이 sense I'm so insane 너의 깊숙한 뭔가를 건드리지 Oh feeling like heaven 아직 이르지 시작도 안 한 말
Another great pre-chorus.
누구도 막을 수 없이 소리 없이 퍼진 향기 더 번져 내게로 It's my madness
Ooh. Okay.
It's my madness 더 빠져 내게로 빠져 내게로 Madness It's my madness 널 더더 미치게 더더 미치게 네가 뭘 원하든 난 대답해 yeah I got 설명
Nice.
없이 너를 웃게 만들 amor I'm giving 조금 더 행복한 표정을 지어봐 그때까지 난 멈추지 않고 spread 너를 위감아 지난 내 향해 네 몸에 남아 눈앞에 있는 널 salvation 보이지 않는 이 마음이 네 전부가 될 때까지 더 번져 내게로 It's my madness
Mm.
빠져 내게로 빠져 내게로 널 더더 미치게 더더 미치게 너의 모든 것에 뺀 이 감정을 받아들여 점점 물이 들어가듯이 Just take it now Now we're gonna fade out 알잖아 there's no way out way out 나를 닮아버린 널 테니
Oh.
Don't you want it oh,
Mm.
빠져 내게로 빠져 더더 미치게 더더 미치게
All right. This was Moonbin and Sanha's Madness. If you're joining us for the Astro stream, thanks again, Kaylee. Wow, this one was so cool. I think, well, I guess one general comment I can make about it, because we listened to a decent bit of like duo stuff between Moonbin and Sanha, and this one obviously is that last piece of the puzzle in terms of their duo ship. But I feel like each song that we've listened to thus far and in the previous stream, I think has just been so interesting to see them take on something different each time. And I think I have to overall respect them as artists. Not that I didn't beforehand, but just I feel like I gotta get the air out there for it. But I think it's so impressive to me that you could have two members and they could be doing something vastly different with each kind of comeback or release or whatever, and they can execute it so well. And I felt like this one, like, if I was to come into Astro or come into Moonbin and Sanha and this was my first introduction to them, I would be so stoked. And like, even with some of the other songs, some of the songs that I wasn't like particularly like wasn't my speed, I still feel like there's something to take home with what they do. And I think it's just really impressive to just see them always be so versatile in the way that they approach new styles or new genres or something like that. It comes from a place of I think respect for what they do, and so I wanted to give them the homage for sure. I think in terms of the duo songs that I have heard thus far between Moomin and Sana, I think this one had this one's up there. I don't know if it's my favorite between the two. I'll have to go back and again listen to the playlist again and listen to the duo songs, but I feel like this one's definitely got to be pretty up there for me because I really loved like the like more like lower styling of it. I thought it was really interesting to have like mainly the focus being on this like really distorted like really gritty sort of bass tone, and that being along with the vocals being that focal point in the track. I thought that was really unique. And the way that they kind of pitched their vocals, both Moonbin and Sanha's vocals in this song, I thought were also really interesting and used more so as a I don't know, it was used more as a musical like tool rather than for them to do like pitch correction or anything. And I thought that was really neat, you know, because I think it shows off like a little bit more electronicness to it. So I like that. But I also really appreciated kind of like the more subtleties of the song. Like I think you got to hear a little bit different tones from both Moonbin and Sanha that I don't think I had heard in. It looks like Kaylee has given me the songs Bad Idea, Ghost Town, Who, and Madness. I think Bad Idea was probably my favorite, and then Who was very close. So I think Madness and Who might be duking it out. Ghost Town was like solid, like I like it, but I felt like maybe Bad Idea or Who might have been my favorite of those songs, including Madness. But if you listen to any of them and you like all of them, hey, it is what it is. But I thought this one was very interesting, and like I also really like the dynamics between Moonbin and Sana. I feel like seem that they always seem to build off of each other in a nice way as well too. Like it doesn't feel predictable in that way. I think they really have a good synergy together. So I feel like that is always what's really impressed me about these songs too. And then Sana, I think, did, I mean, I guess it's kind of like borderline rapping in this song, which I was kind of impressed by. I think, like I said, it's not something I would have atypically put him in the box for, but it kind of felt that way. And I think that was a nice change of pace and also changed up a little bit of the rhythm styling in this song as well, too. So this one was great. I don't know where. I feel like Bad Idea is probably number one. And then I think I would have Who and Madness tied at number two, just depending upon how I'm feeling. And then I think Ghost Town would be my least favorite. And that's, again, if you love Ghost Town and that's your favorite song between them two, hey, that is what it is. I get it. Respect your opinion. I do not think it's a bad song. All four of them are wonderful choices. But in terms of my personal preferences, that's what I feel like would stand out to me. But would love to check out more duo stuff from them. I'm sure I will be getting more duo stuff from them at some point. But yeah, this was really great. So awesome stuff here. Some notes from Kaylee. They had said after this, we don't get too much music or content for a while. Going forward, a lot of stuff is more emotional and darker than the beginning of the playlist, but still just as good and high quality. So that's my emotional warning. Also, lyrics contribute a lot to a lot of the songs going further. I can, if y'all know, you know I can't read apparently. So very nice. I know Kaylee did warn me about this, and that is, objectively why we decided to do the variety piece at the end, just to kind of, hey, listen, tough stuff is tough. I can speak, I swear. Stuff is tough, but I think it is really important for, I think it's important to talk about, certainly, and I'm no, um, I'm no stranger to that. But as well as that, I feel like it's always important for people to, confront their feelings sometimes, and so, I hope that, you feel like it's a safe space here for you to voice your opinion, certainly. So, with that being said, we have Woo's Stay. Again, I'm gonna butcher his name, so if you want to joke about it, that is completely fine. I should probably do my due diligence and learn Korean, certainly. So, but this is one of his songs. It was about a year after Madness. Puts out his first mini album, Entity. And the video has a weird aspect ratio to it, so you might have to move the captions in order to see them. Okay. I'm not going to say it 5 times fast, Kunky. I can barely say it 1 times fast. So, yeah, adds to the list of Brandon things hates pronounce. I listen, you can type it all in chat. I it's not that I hate him personally. I just can't say shit. So that's my fault. Kaylee says, yeah, I had troubles with captions, so I had to move them. I didn't know if that would do the same for you. So I appreciate it, Kaylee. We will be listening to Stay next. Hopefully there's no issues, but let's check it out. You're right, Sarah, actually. Words are hard. Cool.
하루가 시작됐어 다시 허전하고 텅 빈 그래 난 여전히 한숨과 후회 따윈 웃음 뒤에
Let me know
숨겨놓은
if the
채
captions look good, chat, or not.
엉켜버린 날든 원망을 하든 가슴 속에
Thank you, Kale.
놓던 gray ash 아름다운 이별 따윈 없어 내 곁에 머물러 가끔 누군가가 그리워질 때 나를 떠올리면 돼 어떻게든 너와 살아갈 테니 I want you to stay here yeah 먹구름이 잔뜩 뒤덮인 하늘의 연기를
Ooh.
뱉어 잿빛에 비가 그치면
Interesting drum pattern.
난 그냥 이대로
Ooh.
있을게 잊어버리지 마 가끔 누군가가 그리워질 때 나를 떠올리면 돼 어떻게든 너와 살아갈 테니 Just like we do here still 혼자 또 삼키고 뱉었네 오늘이 가도 그날엔 잃고 싶지 않은 걸 우리 함께 했던 시간들 누군가가 그리워질 때 나를 떠올리면 돼 너의 어제 나의 지금일 테니 So I want you to stay here Yeah yeah Want you to stay here Stay here, stay here.
Oh. Okay, cool. All right. Very cool, very cool. I'm gonna I looked up to Google Translate. It says I'm gonna try to pronunciate this. This is soft E sound with a we followed by an N sound, then whoa. Woo. Okay. It's okay, unwoo. If I pronunciate that wrong, I'm gonna do my best. But this was great. Okay, honestly, that was okay. Thank you. I'm gonna learn. But I thought this was great. This is definitely like my speed in terms of musicality. Like, I really love a good like whenever like artists kind of branch out into that sort of like band thought process, or like they kind of do like that little soft rock sort of song. Like this had definitely elements of that. And I thought it was great. He's got such a unique vocal tone, and I also really appreciated that they didn't just hit you with kind of like the main melody line. Like, they really kind of expanded it more. You got some like really great ad libs from him. Like, there was a lot going on vocally that I think really made me think about some of the other Astro songs that we listened to, and I'm like, damn, that's really cool. I wonder who's doing that. And now I can feel like I can kind of piecemeal it together a little bit better. But he's got a really unique like he's really got a unique tone, and I think that's kind of what I've noticed, at least about Astro as a collective, has been like each member very feels very like appropriate for what they do, and I mean that in the most like endearing way possible. I just think that they know what they can do vocally, and obviously I think Kaylee had mentioned this in the previous part, but they were all like a lot younger when I think they were in Astro earlier on, and I think that they have matured so much as like obviously as people, but I also feel like as artists as well, and I think it's always really impressive for me to see, obviously the fruits of that a little bit more so, um because again, we have the ability to kind of watch all of these now as a collective, and I find that really impressive because I think you can just see where they start to improve, and so great stuff. He's also a fantastic actor. I know that Kaylee had mentioned prior that he is in acting as well in Korea. Um, like I was starting to get a little teary eyed because I'm like, he's starting to make me feel emotional about this, and like I was feeling the kind of the well of emotion. So I think if anything, that is really impressive in and of itself. I do feel like the song obviously still hits its peaks still in the musicality perspective, but I do feel like as a complete package, as we always talk about with these MVs, I do feel like it's such a I feel like they tie in very well together. So I really love that. Um the instrumentals on this was also really incredible. I feel like if I didn't talk about that just even a little bit, I'd be remiss. But I really shout outs to whoever was doing the uh get whoever was really doing a lot of the great drumming work in the song. Shout outs to them. They did a fantastic job. Um I really loved their skills, especially in that like second verse section. That was incredible. Like that like little bit of like rhythm change and like movement in the song was just so well needed, and oftentimes you don't get that kind of switch up in a second verse. So I really like that a lot, and the guitar work was really beautiful as well too. Um I At the beginning it kind of gave me a little bit of um God, what's the fucking song? It's like a 90s classic. I'm gonna fucking forget it. Um it kind of gave me a little bit of I Want It That Way, just a smidge enough for my 90s brain to process it, but not exactly, but like tone wise I was like, damn, this feels very nostalgic. So um cool stuff. I'm very impressed so far. So um Gunky says gonna die on that hill, right? I am gonna die on that hill. That's correct. T's Widow says Brandon almost getting emotional about almost pronouncing his name correctly. That's true too. I probably would get emotional about pronouncing anything correctly. No Santa says I'm late, but here exploiting a boiler can't stop me from hanging. Oh my god, are you? Yeah, I was gonna say, are you okay? I'm glad you're. Hopefully you're doing all right. Exploding boiler would be prompts for not showing up. I mean, any reason, but I appreciate the update. Hope you're doing well. Um, Kaylee says his music hits hard mostly because some of the first stuff we got was after Movement passes away. So a lot of lyrics hurt more or different than they would have. I feel like, or at least fans slash fandom. That's true too. I didn't even think about it in that perspective. Like I couldn't even imagine. You know what I mean? Like like just from a like a person human to human connection, like I don't even know how, like especially if you that's those people I would even deem like your family, right? Like ooh, that's tough, but I feel like if anything, like in it gives that it's that empowering music, you know what I mean? I feel like it, you got to give it to them for continuing on. So very nice. No, Santa said tried to make about to get out of work, just made more work. Shrug. Oh my God. Well, glad you're doing well, no Santa. Stay safe. Let us know how you make out. Hopefully. Um. All right. Well, we have another one. This one is Where I Am. This is from the same album Entity. One of my favorite songs in MV pairings. Also checks the caption again because weird aspect ratio. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Kaylee. All right, well, let's get into Where I Am next.
잠들기 전에는 그저 기던 핸드폰 속에 메모를 봤어.
Thank you, Kaylee.
한켠에 그려놓은 시계 속에 바닥에 잠긴 모래만 남아. 어딘지 모를 깊은 바다 가운데 숨이 끝까지 목을 조여와. Where am I? 어둠뿐이야. 텅 빈 마음이 채워지지가 않아. So where am I? 파도에 잠겨 난 끝도 없이 가라앉고 싶어. 잠깐이라도 반쯤 열린 창문으로 우연히 불 켜진 네 방이 보이고 익숙한 적들 이 모든 게 꿈이기를 잘 지내냐는 문자를 보내.
He's got a like beautiful tenderness to his voice.
가슴을 꼭 끌어안고 혼자 밤길을 걷고 있을까. Where am I? 어둠뿐이야. 텅 빈 마음이 내 온몸 가득 번져와. So where am I? 아무도 없어. 몸을 웅크려 바보 같은 나의 어둠 속에. 너를 보러 가던 하늘은 맑았어. 해조차 뜨지 않길 바랬었지만 다 거짓말 같아. 함께한 시간이 눈물 나게 아름다운 꿈처럼. Where am I? Where am I? 계속 불러도 너는 보이지 않아. So where am I? 멀어지지만 한 번이라도 안아보고 싶어. 다시 만나.
No. Oh my god. Oh, God, I can't. I'm starting to I'm starting to tear. I'm tearing up. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, that this last scene here at the end, it just killed me. Like this shot here. Oh, that crushed. That crushed. I gotta change it because I'll be hurting. I'll be hurting. But all right, this is Where I Am. Oh man, like Stay was like, I don't know. To me it always feels like there is like this. Yeah, I say this often. Every time we get like too emotional track, I feel like I always have to make this comment, but it is so true, and it's something I feel like I live by each week when we cover groups. But there's something about music to me that always and will probably forever be the bridge between emotion, right? And I think to me it's always really impressive that, again, I don't like, I could obviously understand and read what he's saying in English via captions. And then, being able to place that emotion or the way that he delivers the lines, I do feel like there probably is some loss there, certainly. But I do feel like there is something that is impactful, right? I think it's something that enables you or wells up in you the ability to feel emotion and to be sad about something, right? I think inherently kind of breaks that boundary of like, oh, well, I don't really care what he's, no offense, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even really care what he's talking about, but the way that he delivers it, I think is hits more home, right? And I think like obviously the sentiment of these lyrics are obviously hits you, but I think it's it's knowing what he's speaking about, and then the emotion on top of that, I think, is just compounded in that way. And so I think this song is definitely between the two, and that's not to say that Stay was bad by any stretch, but I feel like this one just has this level of emotional fortitude that, like, you could either place to, obviously, if you are a fan of Astro and you obviously know what happened, then this song gives you that meaning to that. I think this song also can give you meaning if you lose a loved one or someone that's close to you, like a close friend or a family member. That type of stuff can translate emotionally as well. And I think that there is this connection that I think, I appreciate him sharing with, because, I think it allows you to understand like people from whatever level of um celebrity that they have, people experience loss, right? And I think that is truly impressive. And I think the song is extremely well spoken. And obviously I'm sure there's stuff that's a little bit lost in translation, but um I think he just conveys it with such great he conveys it with such great emotion. And like, you can tell this was something that was important to him. And I think he did a fantastic job. Like, this one is definitely one that will stick with me. um and yeah, I mean, I feel tears in my eyes right now. It was really, it seems like, a struggle. But I think that if anything, it binds those people together, right? And so I think it is really impressive. So shout outs. This is a beautifully arranged, put together song. Couldn't expect anything less. So very nice. Kaylee says, yeah, this one felt like an additional one he just gave us to the fans. Taste Winner says he really struggled when singing this song live during his fan meetings because he gets very emotional. Hey, listen, I feel the same way. I would feel an insane amount of emotion for that, I'm sure. Kaylee says this album did have MVs or videos for all 5 songs on it. Great album. Ooh, okay, I'll have to check out the rest. And then Taste Winnie says a very personal song to him and the fans. I wouldn't even be surprised, and you can include me in that list as well. Um, so sorry, off topic, but Calvin Klein's photos just came up on my Twitter feed, and it was insane, emotional whiplash. Oh, yeah, that will do it, I'm sure. Um, well, I think Sarah offered to be the perfect segue because I didn't know where I was gonna get out of that. I didn't know where I was gonna get out of there. So, um, that's great. Well, anyway, we're gonna continue on. This next one is a cover. It is Moonbin and Moonsua. Moonsua is a part of Billy. If you have not checked out our Billy deep dive, go check that out. I try to do as much coverage for Billy as I can, so please go show them some love. They're one of my favorite girls groups. I love them. But this is Candy in My Ears, and it's a cover. And Kaylee says, okay, I need to change the mood. So I put this one in here as well, because not only is it iconic, but it's also fun and enjoyable to watch. This is Moonbin and his sister Sua covering a song together. It's a very well known video for the fandom and K-pop. Very nice. Um, and then Kaylee says that he is a very visual, like literally everyone knows him and his face everywhere. Hey, that would make sense. I mean, I'm sure he's a fantastic actor too, so would make sense. And then Sarah says, "Such a good cover." Okay, I think we got to do it. So let's get into it. Cool. All right, this is Candy in My Ear, and this is Moonbin and Moonsua. Very nice, very nice. Um, Taste Winnie says Moonbin was really born to be an idol. His charisma is crazy and talented. Lol, cool ending. Yeah, it was very cute. I like that. There was some stuff. Sarah says, "Is this objectively a weird song to have siblings do together?" Yes. Is it iconic? I'll do yes. I don't know the lyricism, so I'd probably have to look it up. Taste Winner just said, "LOL." I remember the behind the scenes video where they were cringing at each other after the performance and during practice. And then Kaylee says, "Yeah, but they killed it and made it fun." I agree. There was You could tell the charisma between both of them is great. I did have a question for chat because I probably am obviously not as familiar with all this. I know obviously Moonbin and Moonsua are they're siblings, and I know there's a siblings between there's like a member of TXT and a member of Kepler, I believe. Is there any other, obviously, like Akmu is different, but I was curious if there was any other people that like are in K-pop that are siblings. Yeah, idols. Sorry. That's it. Yeah, I did mean that, Sarah. Young. Because I don't know I'm curious how popular that is. Like if that is like a thing. Okay, a few, yeah. Okay. One I was gonna say one us, one we. I do remember that. Um Boyfriend, the group had twins. Oh wow, okay. I was just curious how common that is like a is like so did Crayon Pop and Boyfriend, I think. Okay, okay. I was just curious how common of a thing that is within within K-pop. It seems like something that's like pretty, like I feel like they always try to promote that if at all possible. Um let's see what we got. Crayon Pop had twins. No Santa said. Biscuit says Infinite and Golden Child. Okay, very interesting. No Santa says there's also lots of cousins. Okay, that would also make sense. Siblings, cousins. So many people are related. Yeah, I was just curious if like there was like kind of like again like a like siblings or familial sort of references. It seems like there seems like there's a lot. Kaylee says Rocky has a younger brother in Hua. HAWW. Okay. BB triple S. Okay. Harmony says Kyo and Ye Chan. 82 major 2. Oh, okay. Um, Kristen from Function. And Egro. And IE from the Girls' Generation. Okay. Huh. Very interesting. Yeah, I was just curious how common how common that is. It seems very common. Taste Winner says Yena from Eyes One and Sungmin from Speed. Okay, brother sister. Very cool. Lucy's Wang Sang and Yihan's Weekly are cousins. Ah, okay, cool. It's pretty common, especially considering how small the career field is. I was gonna say, I would imagine. I would imagine for some reason, I would imagine there to be more cousins. Like obviously, I imagine like there is some, there are people that are siblings, but I would imagine there's even more so like cousins, just because they're just like, oh well, you two are K-pop members, blah blah blah, blah, like So that's crazy. All right, Sarah says I know Ji Young Seo from Even and Neon from Twice are cousins. Oh, okay. And Sumin from Card and Jung Yeon from Twice. Ooh, okay. Very nice. The more you know. Um, this song, I don't know if I've heard Candy in my ears before. I don't know who the original artist is. But I thought this was solid. Um, I definitely like the song. I would love to listen to the original. I'm sure at some point we'll get around to it, but I think they did a great job. Like, if anything, I know to me it was like it felt very charismatic. Both of them are both charismatic artists, so I feel like they were able to really lay it on the line for that. So I think this is great. I thought also vocally too, they're both really impressive. I think Moonsu is always really great. Again, as much as I love Billy, but I also gotta give a shout out to Moonbin. Like his falsetto tone, I know I mentioned it when I was listening to this song, but he's got a crazy falsetto range. So definitely kudos to him. This is a like I was very curious because the register seemed higher, obviously to like fit Moon Soa a little bit better, but I think he did a great job. Like if anything, arguably he probably would have more of a difficult time singing his way through the song than I feel like Moon Soa did, but I think he crushed it. I was definitely really impressed by his vocal tones and his usage of like obviously his different vocal palettes throughout. I think it was really really cool. Kaylee says I probably haven't heard the original. It's more known as a cover, I think. Okay, perfect. And No Santa says it's Crystal from FX and Jessica from Girls' Generation. Okay, very nice. Kaylee says it is originally a duo song, female and male. Ah, that would explain them doing this song together. So, all right, very cool. We are listening to Circles. This was released on February 23rd, 2024. The 8th anniversary Astro. We got the song Circles. It was the first music we got from the group since before, and one of the first times Astro Aurora, excuse me. I don't know why I said Astro. I jumped the gun a little bit. Aurora got to see the four members together doing okay and more importantly smiling with each other. This song meant a lot to us. Ooh, okay. Let's get into Circles then. I'm excited to check this one out.
산들바람 불어와 봄이 온다 알릴 때 I'm hoping that you come and hug me 어둡던 터널 끝 밝은 빛이 날 부를 땐 I'm hoping that you calling 돌고 돌아 우리 마침내 언젠가 마주할 걸 알기에 아픔 내려놓고 내일로 점피는 이제는 웃으면서 지낼게 forever 함께한 매일 다가올 내일 We're going in circles We're going in circles 그대로 매일 또 쓰여질 내일 다시 끝나지
Great chorus.
시간은 참 야속하게도 빠르게 지나가버려 우리가 준비한 듯도 매번 붙어있었기에 당연하게도 여겼던 지난 날이 빠져들어 무능하게도 이젠 웃어야지 근데 다 알면서도 힘든 거지 떳떳하게 다시 만난 그날을 다짐해 높은 하늘 바라보며 한숨 쉬며 가끔 받아줘 영원히 멈출 것 같던 시간은 지나갈 걸 알기에 모두 내려놓고 내일로 정필이 이제는 웃으면서 보내길 forever 함께한 내일 다가올 내일 We're going in circles We're going in circles 앞으로 매일 또 쓰여진 내일 다시 끝나지 않을 시작으로 We're going in circles 더 울지마 봄이 오듯 We're going in circles circles It's universal 해를 지나 달이 오듯 We're going in circles circles It's universal 처음 마주했던 그날이 선명해 어색한 표정 위로 드러났던 설렘 하나의 목표밖에 없었던 그렇게 푸르던 그대로 가끔씩은 고백 내가 너무 힘들 때면 다시 한번 잡아줘 You come back to me 그걸로 everything's alright Whoa, 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 whoa. 다시 만날래
That was a sick run from MJ.
We're going in circles We're going in circles 더는 닿게 만들어줄게 절대 깨지지 않을 우정으로 We're going in circles 서울지나 봄이 오듯 We're going in circles circles It's universal 해를 지나 달이 오듯 We're going in circles circles It's universal We're going in circles
Oh, that was very nice. All right. This was Astro's Circles if you're hanging out. I am curious if I can figure out the members here. Sorry, I really picked a bad place to stop here. I think obviously Jinjin's in front. Obviously MJ's in the back. And then I'm getting lost. I think Brocky has to be to the left. And then that would leave Sanha. No, Sanha must have been in military. So then it must be Rocky out now. Okay. Okay. Uno. Unwo. Okay. Unwoo. I'm gonna pronounce again. I'm gonna get it right. Unwoo. I think that's it. If I butchered it, that's my ground. But this song was great. I genuinely okay, so I was sort of right. Okay, Jinjin, MJ in the back, Unwoo right, and Sanha left. Okay, so Rocky was out. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, thank you, Kaylee. This was great. I think this is definitely like I think this was really well orchestrated. Like I do love as much as I love Rocky, I feel like Jinjin definitely held it down in the rap sections of the song. I think he's again got such a dynamic sort of like punch to his rap line that I thought was really really cool. Kaylee says, yeah, Rocky had left the group at this point. Okay. I thought this was really good. I think he's got obviously he had shoes to fill. I think he absolutely filled them for sure. He's got such a commanding tone to it, as I mentioned before, that I really liked. As well as that, I thought the vocals were also really impressive. Unwoo, I think again, I'm gonna butcher it. If I pronounce it wrong, flame me. It's okay. I thought his vocals again was was really really good um in this song. Like I said, maybe it's just because I have recency bias from listening to his two solo songs, and I borderline cried to one of them. Um, but I think he's got such a really interesting, like, warm tone, and it definitely showed a lot more in his in the chorus, in that first chorus of the song. And then I don't know if he did it in the final chorus or not, but I really liked it a lot. And I think you can definitely hear like the separation between him and MJ at the end, where MJ did that insane like vocal run to get to like some like insanely awesome note, and then having some like crazy ad libs in the back was just really incredible. So I really thought it was like a complete package of all that sort of stuff. So I really liked that a ton. um but yeah, this is great. This is definitely like this would have, I mean, obviously, like, Astro is such an incredible group, but I feel like this one was a good one to, like, obviously have an anniversary for. So I think to me this one like captivated. It had great emotional fortitude as well, and the hook in that chorus was incredible. I like, I don't want to say that I didn't think it was gonna have that type of hook, but it just like there was something about it that just was like really good, and it kind of enraptured me. So I think this might be at least a little bit of a sleeper for me, which I'm kind of surprised about, but it was so good, and I feel like I got to give it the love. So Kaylee says that I also broke down at the everything's all right. It's like they were telling us not to worry, and yeah, that's, I feel like it's so beautiful too. Like the interconnection between the songs is just so nice. Um, Taze Window says their anniversary song always makes me feel emotional. I again can understand. And then Kaylee says emotional attachment to him. Yes, I definitely do. Now I do for sure. All right. We are keeping it moving here. We have Jinjin's self-esteem solo song, one of Jinjin's solo songs. He has a few. I wasn't sure which to pick, but I really like this one personally. Plus, it shows off his skills and talents, in my opinion. Okay. I feel like that's always a good justification. So let's check it out.
음악 주세요.
Where the hell are they filming this? This is sick.
Self-esteem. 자격지심만에 갇혀 피해의식이 날 삼켜 방 안에서 작업할 때면 아직까지도 나 숨이 가끔 막혀 밤을 새벽에 soulless 잠에 들 때면 날 괴롭히는 nightmares 벌써 어두워진 저녁 눈이 떠져 일못 맞이하며 일어나면 밀려버린 하루와 함께 오늘의 난 어제 나를 또 탓해 정답을 아는데 낮아져 버린 자존감 때문에 우적대 힘든 것도 내 탓 후회마저 내 탓 단점마저 극복하지를 못하는 것도 내 탓 놓아버렸네 내가 만든 단두대 제발 어둠 속에 갇힌 나를 꺼내줘 빛나는 나를 다시 보려면 What should I do? What should I do? 제발 가물 속에 웃는 나를 깨 해줘 현실은 두렵고 무서울 때 What should I do? Raise yourself esteem my yeah Don't blame yourself Don't hate yourself Go prove yourself Raise yourself esteem my yeah Don't blame yourself Don't hate yourself Go prove yourself Raise yourself esteem my yeah 아무리 바라그래 봐도 아무 일 일어나지가 않네 혼자서만 주저앉네 이주거리 반복하다 보니 지쳤고 거울 속에 눈물 비춰도 자신을 아끼지 않는 게 또 느껴져 나 혼자 비뚤어져 또 마음에 불이 꺼져 다들 앞서 나갔는데 내 머리는 아직까지 다 기답이 안 보여 도전하지 않았는데 혼자서 머릿속에서 계속 내서 뭘 할 건데 애써 외면했던 pain 상처들을 끝도 없이 떠난 pain again shadow boxing 하던 게임 이미 다 젖어버린 flame 제발 어둠 속에 갇힌 나를 건네줘 빛나는 나를 다시 보려면 What should I do? What should I do? 제발 감 속에 웃는 나로 깨 해줘 현실이 두렵고 무서울 땐 What should I do? Raise yourself as in my ear Don't blame yourself Don't hate yourself Go prove yourself Raise yourself as in my ear Don't blame yourself Don't hate yourself Go prove yourself Raise yourself as in my ear It's not easy, right?
감사합니다.
That was cool. All right, this was Jinjin's self-esteem. Very nice. Shout outs to 1K. Hopefully you don't block this part of the video. That'd be really sick. Thank you. I thought this was really interesting. I am always impressed by kind of the live aspect of K-pop as a collective. Like, not to say that I think I'm just impressed that they can keep the same level of talent in a live perspective. Like, this felt very live to me. And obviously was recorded live, but I just think the impressiveness of it is that, like, it seems so, like, there's an unadulteratedness to it that I really appreciate, and I don't think that, like, sometimes K-pop encapsulates in that way, and sometimes it isn't the case, and that's fine either way. But I think in this perspective and seeing something so vulnerable, I really appreciate the rawness of how it was done. Though I do agree with Jazz's point, all that wiring near the water had me on edge, though. As someone who does this partially, I was also very worried about the wiring as well. I'm always worried about that, so I felt your pain on that for sure. But I also liked that there was, like, a little bit of, like, ambiance in terms of, like, they were picking up some of the sounds from underneath. I guess it's a bridge or, like, that section wherever they recorded this at. It did kind of have more of a like a real, like, overtone to it, like real world overtone to it, that I really appreciate. And, like, they didn't have to include it, you know. They could have just shot this in a fucking, like, studio, right? But I think the appreciation is that it's like this is recorded out loud, like, you get all the reflections and all that sort of stuff to it that I think is really interesting, and they were able to kind of make it feel like you were there, and so I really like that a lot. I think vocally Jinjin is really impressive to me because I really like his not only rawness in terms of the way that he delivers, but I think that it also bleeds well into the way that he, like, raps, and also is doing a little bit of singing in this. He's kind of got a little bit of rasp to his vocals, not only I think in the rapping section, but also vocally as well. I know that I have pointed that out in the past, in part one, but it was really cool to hear it a little bit more aggressively and also just a little bit more at the forefront. I thought it was really nice. And I think his flow is so interesting as well too. Like, I liked pretty much the second verse. I think the way that he kind of, like, stopped the cadence was really impressive to me, and, like, how he was, like, basically pitting words off of each other, or like the pronunciation of those words and countermeasure. I thought was really unique. And I think that you really can only do that if you've been rapping for a while, or you're good with like rhyme schemes. And so I thought that was really impressive to me, and something I picked up on like about halfway through the song. So I thought that was really nice. But yeah, overall, I thought this was really good. I do really like the live performance again. I think that's always a fun time to go through and listen to. But yeah, overall, this was very good. I like this. All right. Let's see. Kaylee says just a very raw performance. Biscuit says Jinjin heart. And then everyone's enjoying Jinjin. We love to see it. Kaylee says fun fads. Jinjin and Unwoo. I'm gonna butcher it. Are probably the best English speakers in the group. Very nice. That's awesome. All right, the next one is Wave in My Heart featuring Yunhui. This is a collab song. It's vibey. I think it shows a different style to Jinjin as well. Yunhui is a female rapper, and she was on Show Me the Money #8. Very nice. We will have to sit down and watch that at some point. I feel like it gets referenced a lot. I feel like Show Me the Money would be an interesting watch at some point. So we will have to pick a season or something like that. But I'd be curious to check that out at some point. But let's get into the next Jinjin song.
Wave in my heart.
Getting a little worried.
Wave in my heart. 재미없는 ordinary day. 반복되는 such a boring day. 어디든지 멀리 떠나보려 해. 딴 생각들은 모두 던져버리고. Yeah. Wave in my heart. 나만 생각하면 나 어떻게 할지 모르겠어. 달라지는 나. 내 맘속에 파도치게 해. You're the only one that make me feel like this on mine. 점점 빨리 뛰네. 너로 인해 잔잔했던 마음이.
He's got a good vocal tone.
I will catch a wave. 내게로 밀려올 때면 두 눈 마주할 땐 we make a spark. Wave in my heart. Wave in my heart. 내 마음속에 한 곳에 이름을 새기고 홀로 남겨진 날 위해 등대를 비춰줘. In my heart. Every day it's okay 너와 함께 달려가고파 let you ride in my wave. 다른 생각들은 필요 없게 오직 너만 있으면 돼 only you and I babe. 우리 밀려오는 파도처럼 빠르게 yeah. 항상 그랬던 것처럼 자연스럽게 yeah. Wanna be with you every night. I wanna be a light. 어둠 속에 빛이 되어줄게. You be safe right now. You got me thinking about you 나만 생각하게 돼. I wanna be you everything 언제나 네
Ooh,
곁에.
I like those harmony stacks. That's cool.
I'm on my way. 너에게 가고 있네. 빨리 뛰네. 너로 인해 잔잔했던 마음이 일렁이네. I will catch a wave. 내게로 밀려올 때면 두 눈 마주할 땐 we make a spark. Wave in my heart. Wave in my heart. 내 마음속에 한 곳에 이름을 새기고 홀로 남겨진 날 위해 등대를 비춰줘. In my heart. I wanna know all about you. Everything all around you. 넌 날 숨쉬게 해. 내 맘 파도치게 해. I'm with nothing without you. I wanna know all about you. Everything all around you. 넌 날 숨쉬게 해. 내 맘 파도치게 해. I'll be nothing without you. Wave in my heart. Wave in my heart. Wave in my heart. Wave in my heart.
Again, nice harmonies.
내 마음속에 한 곳에 이름을 새기고 홀로 남겨진 날 위해 등대를 비춰줘. In my heart. wave in my heart.
All right, very cool. This was Jinjin's "Wave in My Heart" featuring Yun Hui. Very nice. I know this was great. Definitely really catchy. I agree with Kaylee's sentiment that it is a very vibey song. I also like that this felt very collaborative. I know I've said this a lot about more current collab tracks, but this is always really nice to hear kind of the juxtaposition. It didn't feel like the song was overwhelmingly Jinjin, but in the same way, I didn't feel like Hyunhui didn't overtake the song. And I think she was a lovely addition to the track as a whole. So I felt like it was a good meeting of the two artists, you know. So I definitely love that a lot. I also was very impressed by Jinjin's vocals. He's got a really good tone. I don't know if they like kind of cleaned up his vocal tone just a smidge because um, it felt it didn't feel like he was putting a lot more of that like grit in his vocals. Now, if he cleaned it up, I thought that was really impressive because it almost feels a little too clean. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little bit of like vocal tuning on that aspect of things, but I really enjoyed his singing. I thought he has an incredible voice. I hope he gets to utilize it more in his solo material, but as well as that, hopefully he gets to utilize it a lot more in Astro material. Fingers crossed, hopefully soon. Um, but I also felt Yunhui did a great job as well. She's got a really nice vocal tone as well too. I also love the way that they were able to stack a lot of the harmonies, not only I think in Jinjin's song, like when he was singing, but I also feel like with her as well. So it was really cool to see that. See a lot more dynamics at play in in these sections, which is always really good to see. But yeah, their counteraction was really good. I think their banter was also really nice too, and like they felt very synergistic, and you love to see that. So yeah, very nice. Kaylee says, "I'm not sure. I don't know if he had a softer tone when he sings too. I The only reason why I think that maybe they potentially kind of cleaned it up a little bit was because I feel like when we were listening to Self Esteem, like he had the grit and he was like, when he was singing in the choruses, he had a little bit more grit. So I just don't know if maybe he just kind of reels it back because I know you can control that, obviously. So maybe he just kind of tonal, like maybe he thought this isn't the tone that needs to be for this song, so I will just kind of try to sing it as clean as possible. That would be my understanding, at least. I am not a vocalist, but I would care to guess that's why he had chosen to do that, which again makes sense for the song, so I get it. Kelly says, yeah, his rapping is very powerful, so that would make sense. Cool. Glad we're on the same page here. We will keep it moving. We got two more solo songs, and they are both from Sanha. The first one is Dive. This is from Sanha's first mini album, Dusk. Fun fact: Sanha is going to be in the up and coming drama with Chu and Oh My Girls, Erin. Very interesting. All right, very nice. We love to see it. But let's get into Sanha. I'm very curious to see what his solo stuff sounds like because I really like him in Astro. So I'm seeing what his solo materials is. So let's check it out.
한편의 짧았던 시 가슴에 가득 맺힌 너를 써내려가니 I feel like I'm in a dream 밀려든 그리움이 내게와 가라앉지 어디든지 떠나 멀리 물결조차 없은 날카롭게 돋은 내 추억은 외로이 그늘진 날 품고 어둠 속에 누운 뒤 거꾸로 흘러가 두 눈을 감는다 I like the way you smile So don't let me drown I dive into you 더
Oh,
다르게 잠시 I'm so sick of you 잠겨도 돼 깊이 미끄러지듯 휩쓸리고만 해 I dive into you I know that you love me Just take me somewhere I don't know Don't know Just take me somewhere I don't know Don't know I hate myself I'm alone now Just take me somewhere I don't know Don't know Don't know 아득히 번져간 빛내 마른 꿈속에 핀 축복 같았던 오아시스 단숨에 들이켰지 정말 기나게 깔린 덧없는 후회들이 하나둘씩 쓰러지네 되돌릴 수 없으니 가볍게도 든 내 추억은 외로이 그늘진 내 품고 어둠 속에 누운 뒤 거꾸로 흘러가 두 눈을 감는다 I like the way you smile So don't let me drown I dive into you 더 다르게 잠시 I'm so sick of you 잠겨도 돼 깊이 미끄러지듯 휩쓸리고만 해 I dive into you I know that you love me Just take me somewhere I don't know Don't know Just take me somewhere I don't know Don't know I hate myself I'm alone now Just take me somewhere I don't know Don't know Don't know
all right. This was Sanha's Dive. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. Very interesting. Very interesting. They all have been vastly different, and I again got to give him a lot of credit for it because I think it, obviously, if you're a part of a group, it's a different story. But when you're able to do your solo material, I'm sure you're able to create music that is more aligned with your vision. So I respect that. I thought this was very interesting. I appreciated the movement of the song. Like I think it's very I'm trying to think of the word of how to describe it. It feels very floaty. Like the way that they have the guitar set, it's got like this really interesting kind of like reverb on it, and then it's set back in the mix, so I don't know if whether or not like they recorded this with like live guitars and they moved the amp back further, but it has kind of this sort of like large room, like it has more of like a medium room feel, um and I thought that was really nice. Like it gives a little bit of warmth to the guitar, so I like that. I also feel like Sana's vocals have like more of a tenderness to it, and I think it again goes along with how floaty the song is, like in terms of the direction of it. And I think he's got a unique way of like fitting himself over this song. Like it it doesn't feel like on paper, like if I'm describing this to you and you haven't heard it before, like I don't know if I'm really giving the best representation for it, but I do feel like in terms of the music that is being made, I feel like it represents it pretty well because I'm always very curious on how like structurally aware artists are, and I think this one definitely it has to be that way because there's just so it's so loose ended that you almost expect it to almost be like that just because you want it to have that sort of feeling. And I think he does a great job of it. I would have loved to hear him kind of like the only thing that I think is a little bit of a negative in my opinion is that I wish he could pop off. Like this song needs a moment where like especially closer to the end of the song where I need to be fucking floored. You know what I mean? Like cuz I know Sanha can do some really great vocals, but I almost feel like he leaves a little bit to be desired, and I'm like god damn, like if he sold it to me in that final chorus, oh, this song would be phenomenal. You know what I mean? Because I would anticipate and I would know that there is a large ending to it. And I feel like there is a missed opportunity there where I think vocally it could have been just a little bit more dynamic, and I think it would have just driven it home because it is moody, right? Like the song is moody, and if he kind of just pushed it just a little bit more, I would have been like, damn, I respect that. You know what I mean? I would have been like, this is good. You know what I mean? He really wants to drive the point home, and I know that man can sing. So I'm like, do it. Like I feel like I feel like there could have been something more. And that is my only gripe about the song. Otherwise, I felt like it was very good. But I think if I think he was giving us like a 7 when he could have given us a 10, you know? So that was it's my only negative critique about it. Other than that, enjoyed the song. Um Harmony says so pretty. I agree. It was a very pretty song, arranged very nicely. Kaylee says, "Oh, yeah, I like the word for it. I would imagine in reference to floaty." And Kaylee says, "I get that. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I was I felt a little off. I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. I said something a little off key, but I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not. It isn't me, just me. Um, all right. We are keeping it moving with another Sanha track. This one is called Bleeding. This is from the same mini album, Dusk. Had to include it. It's so impressive, and the dancing had me shook. All right. Listen, we were talking about how eclectic their dancing is. I would expect nothing less from this video, so let's check it out. 검은 눈동자 속에 감정들은 뒤틀리지 다시 했던 한진 발사전무로 기억에 점점 흐릿해져 필름을 계속 감아되네요 홀로 네 정면에서 남들경의 뿐 도체 얽매인 이 지독한 아픔의 끝을 맺을 줄 알게 떡이 구원은 없으니까 I'm sick of bleeding for you Don't want your love baby 가시가 박힌 네 품 선명해진 샌이 계속된다 붉게 피운다 날 망치는 너라는 존재 도망치려 해 Cause I won't be bleeding 너무 위태로워 매일 까맣게 단 진실의 겉마제가 된 무의미한 기대와 믿음 아껴둔 착각도 겁에 질려 도체 얽매인 이 지독한 아픔의 끝을 맺을 줄 알게 떡이 구원은 없으니까 I'm sick of bleeding for you Don't want your love baby 가시가 박힌 네 품 This chorus is so good. 어둠에 믿고 새라면 달게 받을게 Cause I'm done I'm sick of bleeding for you Don't want your love baby 가시가 막힌 네 품 선명해진 샌이 계속된다 계속된다 피운다 넘치는 너라는 존재 도망치려 해 Cause I won't be bleeding Oh, so good. All right. This is Sanha's Bleeding. If you're hanging out with our Astro deep dive, thanks for hanging. Listen, I'm gonna say something that I feel like potentially Astro fandom might potentially agree with, or conversely disagree with, and I'm okay with that. If you agree with me, awesome. If you disagree, I respect your opinion. I think that this song should have been the title track. Just saying. I feel like this one should have been the title track. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like this song was everything that I felt like I was missing in Dive. And that's not to say that Dive was a bad song. I will fully back that. But I think this one has it, right? Like this is what I was expecting. I was expecting him to fucking roll that fucking red carpet out. And this is this song. Like this is the song. Like that vocal bend in the chorus is so good, and like that takes a really high, like that takes a really good level of skill to kind of again have that sort of vocal bend. I also really appreciate that like beautiful like switch up in the bridge section. I thought that was awesome. And then we are literally hitting the baseball fucking in a home run, right? In that final chorus, we got powerful vocals, and on top of that, we got some great ad libs from Sanha. And that is what I said before about Dive, which I didn't get. I was expecting him to just fucking lay it all on the line, and I felt like this song is one of those songs where I did not need more. It was the entire package. So that's my commentary on it. I feel very strongly. I feel very convicted about it. Clearly, but I felt like this one was just a way better representation of what Sanha is capable of doing. And I mean, again, I've had two parts of Astro to go through to know what he's capable of doing. So I feel this feels more, as Jazz put it, definitely more title track material, and I couldn't agree more. So, yeah, this is phenomenally good song. Got a big salute to Sana. We love it. Let's see what we got here. Kaylee says, dot 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 dot. I agree. This song just felt more Sanha to me. I agree. Biscuit says, I can see that. And Jazz says, as I mentioned before, definitely title track material. Yeah, this is so good. I will go give his solo mini album Dusk a listen for sure. But I like it. Jazz says, IDK I feel about the song itself though. I think I like Dive more. Ooh, okay. That's fair. I again respect your opinion on that. I think they're both fantastic songs, but like I just love the dynamics of it. And again, maybe it just might be because this is a performance video, like the way that they tugged and pulled on it was it just felt right, you know? Like even the choreography was beautiful. Like he's an incredible dancer. But just like it felt it had the swing to me. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. But I could see both cards. You know what I mean? I could see if you know Dive being the solos, you know, being the title track of this release, absolutely can get it. But listening to Bleeding, I could also see that perspective as well. So there are no wrong answers here. I mean, there are technically. I am in the wrong, but I feel convicted in that. But Kelly says there were 6 songs on the album. Okay, I'll have to check that out then. All right, we're getting into the meat and potatoes. We're getting into the final song of the evening. This one is Twilight, the last single we got on February 23rd of 2025, so not that long ago. For our 9th anniversary. We haven't gotten a group album yet, but that's okay. Hopefully soon. Yeah, hear me, Astro. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Anyway, had the uppercase point. But that's okay. I honestly would wait as long as they asked us to. And this really, and with this, they released a video of them cooking and eating, which was cute and comforting. So, very nice. Listen, I had to make my point known. Listen, if Astro somehow stumbles upon my deep dive, I need them to know. I need them to know that I care about them as individuals and that I would love a full length album. Just saying. They did tell us that 2025 has planned. Yes, hopefully soon. Very nice. Yeah, hopefully. And when they come back, we will cover them certainly. So, anyway, enough of me rambling. Let's get into Twilight next.
날 곁에 앞을 되감아 멈춘 시간을 찾아가 눈을 감으며 느껴봐 가슴 뛰던 그 순간
You can always rely on the aggressive pointing, though, Sanha.
내 하루에 밝은 빛을 물들여 In my dream, in my dream 난 everything that I want, yeah 수많은 emotions 밀려와 like an ocean 마주친 두 눈빛이 이어져 our connection 나 따라온 길 날 향한 손짓 떨리는 얼빛 Cause you make me shine Dance in the twilight 눈을 마주한 순간 아름다운 내 starlight 쏟아져 into my eyes 하늘에 새겨진 우리의 artwork 소중한 기억이 빚어낸 my star You make me feel like a dream You bring a light into my day Twilight baby 하늘에 새겨진 우리의 outlook 소중한 기억이 빚어낸 my star Now you're my dream, you're my dream 긴 어둠 속 깨어난 twilight Feel the magic in the air 우리 둘만의 마주친 두 눈 속에서 편한 Heart beating 온도는 hitting 어둡던 생각 조금씩 변화 비키고 어둡던 내 하루에 밝은 빛을 물들여 In my dream, in my dream 난 everything that I want, yeah 수많은 emotions 밀려와 like an ocean 마주친 두 눈빛이 이어져 our connection 나 따라온 빛 널 향한 끌림 Feel a heartbeat Cause you make me shine That's in the twilight 눈을 마주한 순간 아름다운 내 starlight 쏟아져 into my eyes 하늘에 새겨진 우리의 artwork 소중한 기억이 빚어낸 my star You make me feel like a dream You bring a light into my day Twilight baby 하늘에 새겨진 우리의 outlook 소중한 기억이 빚어낸 my star Now you're my dream, you're my dream 긴 어둠 속에 연한 twilight
Ooh, I love that little falsetto.
Now you're my dream whenever come into my starlight
Aw. All right. This was Astro's Twilight. If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging tonight. We have one more video after this, so stay tuned. This was gorgeous. I really like this a lot. I think just the tonality of them is what was really struck to me, and I'll relay my comment that I made in part one, which is that they have always really had a great grasp over their sound. Like, they have transitioned and done different things as most groups do, but I feel like they've always maintained an element of Astro, right? And obviously, you know, going through the trials and tribulations of losing members, you know, I think they, no matter however many members they have, I still feel that they always keep to how they are, and I'm always thoroughly impressed by that, because I think, you think about it in, I think we think about it in the way that we do these parts, right? And like it's so easy to be like, oh my god, like this is our third or fourth part doing this group, and like I think it's, to me, it's always impressive when you can still continue to evolve as an artist, but then still maintain what makes you as an artist. And I do feel like Astro really lives by that mantra, and I think it is shown well in their musicality. um I really like this a lot. I was kind of surprised there wasn't really a like, I guess there was like a small rap section for Jinjin. I feel like that's the only part of the song, which again, not to expect that, but I'd imagine he did some vocals, excuse me, in this song. But it would have been incredible to have him have a little bit more of a rap section, because I think he only did like maybe a bar or two potentially. Um, but yeah, I think that would have been nice to have a little bit more of an extension from that. But I will say vocally, this was again really impressive. Um, Sanha again continues to impress me vocally. MJ's got like such a like warm, like strong tone. And I'm just kind of impressed by all of them. Like uh they really have surprised me amongst the two different parts, you know. So I'm always really curious to see how they go. um Unwoo did a great job as well. Like I definitely noticed him more so in like the latter half of that first verse. um and then also like later on in the song, I think it's maybe like the final. He almost always does like the last parts of the song, weirdly enough. It's either him or Sana. But I thought this was great. I thought this was again kind of a good combination of all the different, I want to say different eras of what they've done, but just I feel like it's a good encapsulation of what they've done so far and what I would imagine they would be doing going further. um so I think it continues to impress me. So this is a great way to end off the music portion of this. Hopefully we'll get a comeback from them this year. So I think it was a great anniversary song, and I'm curious to see what their next comeback and pre-release potentially might be. So very, very cool. The final thing we got was, let me see if I can scroll through my text here. Kaylee has left us with a fun video. I wouldn't say funny video, fun video. This needs context. In the video, the goal is to complete tasks without going over a certain sound decibel. If they do, they get some kind of weird outfit accessory as punishment. There are quite a few people who became fans of them from this video. It's so funny. It really shows their personalities, and I wanted to end on a happy note and fun note to the deep dive. You might not get it all, but it's funny anyways. And sorry in advance for those who hate ASMR. This has whispering and such. P.S. This is my favorite idol video ever. Also, the video secured MJ as my bias. Ooh, okay. Well, very, very funny. Connie says the other day they uploaded an OT6 photo in their IG stories and recent photos, and I almost cried. Aw. It's okay, Connie. Kaylee says it. No, it's funny. Biscuit says, "Oh, this show." Jazz says, "I remember this one." Connie says, "Oh my god, in this video, they're so funny. Everyone knows it without saying." Okay, I don't, so I'm curious to check it out. So let's watch. Okay, 70 decibels.
재작년에 은호와 비니와 제가 출연을 했었는데 그때는 엄자부였죠. 지금은 부자부입니다. 완전체로 부자부에 박수 한번 쳐. 근데 사나는 성인 되자마자 취직한 거네요. 낙하산인가? 낙하산. 머리가 좋은 거겠지. 머리가 좋은 건 아니야. 일을 잘한다는 뜻입니다, 여러분. 이제 일단 조용. 뭐야 이거? 누구니? 응? 형뭘 했어?
That is so low. I just want to let y'all know. 70 decibels is so
아니 회사에 쥐가 들어왔어? 응?
세스코 불러라, 세스코 불러라.
지저스 베이비. 반은 스테이크고 반은 쉬림프야. 근데 부장님이 약간 짠돌인가봐. 사이드 메뉴를 하나 더 시켰어. 괜찮아. 내가 그래서 도시락을 사왔어. 도시락.
I mean, it's part of the fun, though. I respect this.
샐러드를 먹자. 좋지. 잘한다. 감자, 계란, 양파. 내가 먼저 양파를 썰어볼게. 나 그대로 해야지. 내려놓고. 양파 어떻게 자르는지 아는 사람? 이렇게 잡아. 양파. 야, 손이 이렇게 잡고 해야지. 이렇게. 에헤이, 거참. 자, 최애는 최고, 은호다. 라는 말이 있는데 들어봤나요? 들어봤습니다. 못 들어봤는데 팬분들이 많이 얘기해 주셔서 들은 적이 있는데 너무 기분이 좋았던 것 같아요. 기분이 좋은 걸 표현해 주세요.
How
샐러드야, 샐러드.
how is Unwoo not crying? I'd be fucking bawling. That man is cutting an onion.
삶은 달걀을 까서 제가 다져보겠습니다. 알겠습니다. 거침내 친구가 거침이 없어. 귀여워. 이뻐. 조심해요. 달걀은 한 번에 가야겠어. 벌칙 한번 받고 세게 한 번은 참. 부장님 머리. 원샷 넘기는 거 알죠? 하고 난 다음에 밑으로 숨어. 깰 거면 한 번은 깨. 멋있어. 부스라듯이.
Not the Krillin, no.
MJ 줘. 아 참. 가져가.
I was gonna say, at that point, I would have just fucking slammed it.
스캠 합시다. 저 형들을 위해서 빨리 가고 있습니다. 사한테 질문이 들어왔는데 막내인 자신보다 더 동생 같은 멤버는 질리나 봅니다. MJ. 네. 왜죠? 잘 생각하고 얘기해. 저는 회사 이거 들고 다녀요. 감자를 좋아해서 항상 들고 다녀요. 자, 같이 음식가요 그냥. 오케이. 이거 처음 해보는데 비트에 맞춰서. 더 주고.
감사합니다.
괜찮아요. 감사합니다. 제가 취미가 있어요. 뭔데요? 보여드리겠습니다. 진짜 잘 맞아. 저 봤어요. 아침에 들고 오는 거. 말을 좀 많이 뿌리세요. 그냥 돌려버려. 그래. 팍팍. 그 안에 또 있어. 그래, 됐어. 너무 많아. 진짜. 잘. 담겼어요, 진짜. 제가 접시 한번 담아보도록 하겠습니다. 빨리 덜으라고. 아 배고파. 예민하네. 나 파슬리 많이 줘요. 글로리라는데 글로리라.
아 도저히 참아요.
죄송해요.
Oh my god.
자, 이제 슬슬 먹어보시죠. 밥 주세요. 뷰티풀. 자, 스테이크 순. 스테이크 둘, 셋. 오케이. 나머지 시림파. 저도 시림파. 2개 먹고 싶어. 알았어요. 맛있겠다.
I feel MJ. MJ, that's real. I just want to eat.
이게 크기가 다른데. 낙하산.
I feel like I want to try the shrimp one.
크기 다 니께. 일을 좀 그렇게 열정적으로 해봐요. 알겠습니다. 화이팅. 자, 먹읍시다. 미쳤다. 새우살이 통통해요. 진짜 스테이크가 올라간 거 진짜 맛있어. 진짜 피자잖아요. 확실히 피자 맛이 나요. 다시 개 냄새. 피자 냄새 안 나요. 자, 먹어봅시다 다시. 새우랑 갈릭이랑 조화가 좋아요. 왜요? 맛있어요. 아, 맛이 안 나요.
Oh my god.
여러분, 내 말 좀 들어주십시오.
MJ's a maniac.
지금 먹는 소리를 한번 이 기계에 담아볼게요, 제가. 알겠습니다. 잘 들어와요.
거의 내.
저도예요. 귀여워. ASMR 준비됐어요? 네.
God, no. I feel it in my bones.
혼자 왜 저래?
Oh.
저기나. 자, 먹어봅시다. 스테이크 피자라는 거야.
God, oh no,
비령한테 질문하러 왔는데 8커버 댄스를 그렇게 잘 춘다던데 릴레이로 짧게 보여주세요. 노래를 불러줄까요? 사탕처럼 달콤한 하늘을 나는 것 같다는데 No. What is love? 사랑이 어떤 느낌인지 24시간이 모자라 No baby 나와 함께 있으면 너와 내내 마지막 24시간이 모자라 나가 너를 만지고 나를 만지고 24시간 24시간
I was gonna say MJ sounds so dramatic.
24시간 너 텍스 죽게 먹는다. 귀여워. 부끄러운가 봐요. 저는 진진 형한테 질문하고 싶어요. 뭡니까? 형이 그런 느릿느릿한 성격 때문에 생겼던 혹시 에피소드 있어요? 많죠. 나를 진짜 속 터줬어. 어제도 어떻게 나가잖아요. 근데 왜 그러는 거야 지금? 지금도 답답해서 빨리 얘기해. 빨리. 다 얘기할 거면 저한테 왜 시켜? 피자 MG 형, 네, 노래를 짧게 한번 불러주실래요?
내 목소리 간질간질간질하게 들려 맘이 포근포근포근하게.
진짜 너무 잘해.
형 그만 좀 걸려.
왜 그렇게 생겼어? 자, 5, 6, 7. 네 목소리 간질간질간질하게 들려 맘이 포근포근포근하게 눈 감으면 그려지는 네 모습이 좋아지는 좋은 듯이 나른나른나른하게 숨을 살짝 야릇야릇야릇하게 그저 밤새 듣고 싶은 것은 네 목소리뿐이거든. 드디어 이제 길고 길었던 우리 부장님이 깨어날 시간이 다 돼서 진짜 아쉽게도 마무리를 해야 될 시간을. 진짜 아쉽다. 우리 빈 씨부터 소감을 한번 얘기해 볼까요? 이번에 부장님이 잠드신 후로 촬영을 해서 너무 기대하고 왔는데 오늘 이렇게 맛있는 피자 먹게 해주신 우리 관계자 여러분들 너무 감사드립니다. 피자 모델은 저희 가겠습니다. 원년대로 부장 후를 하게 돼서 너무 기분이 좋고 저기요 바나나 씨 정신이 이제 이상. 집중. 나서 좀 정신이 없음이 있더라도 재밌게 우리 아스트로 편 봐주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 너무 재밌게 촬영하고 갑니다. 모두 감사합니다. 꼭 찍고 싶었거든요. 형들 갈 때도 좀 부러웠었는데 이번에 단체로 이렇게 찍게 돼서 너무 즐겁고 그리고 또 맛있는 것도 먹고 재밌게 한 것 같아서 기분이 좋습니다. 안녕하세요, 임재입니다. 네, 오늘 재밌으셨어요? 네, 저도요. 오늘 너무 재밌게 놀고 가는 것 같아서 다음에는 엄마 보러 가고 싶어요. 나도. 엄마가 잠든 후에 무슨 사고를 칠지 기대가 됩니다. 다음에 또 만나요. 안녕. 너무 재밌게 잘하고 가는 것 같아가지고 너무 좋고요. 아스트로 많이 사랑해주시고 저희 신곡 많이 봐주세요. 이번 활동도 그렇고 저희 앞으로 정말 승승장구하는 그룹 될 테니까 꼭 지켜봐 주시고 은우 말대로 정신없더라도 좀 예쁘게 봐주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 자, 그러면 지금까지 부장님이 잠든 후에 46번째 게스트 워라비였어. 아스였습니다. 감사합니다. 부장님 별거 아니네. 한 조각 남겨놨어요. 하루에 휴가가 주어진다는 멤버 중 누구와 드라이브를 할 것인지 무조건 한 명만 골라야 되나요? 저 바람 쐬고 싶어요. 저 바람 쐬고 싶어요. 저는 빈이. 왜요? 자꾸 저 데리고 운전하는 꿈꾼대요. 근데 사고 나는 꿈꾸잖아. 아예 사고 나는데 브레이크가 어디 있는지 몰라. 자동차 브레이크요. 반가워 친구들.
Oh my god. All right, awesome. Kaylee, thanks for that. Really love to see it. Like a few comments here. That's my bias, everyone. A banana. We love to see it. We love to see it. Taste Menu says, "Man, Astro are always a mess. Love them. Freaking out about cicada video. It got me into them. Ah, nice. I'm sure there's so many good clips, but this was great. Minus the ASMR part. I was having a fucking fit. Oh man, that tickled every bone in my body. But I feel like that was a great representation of Astro. They're just a bunch of goofballs. So can absolutely get on board with that because I am a goofball myself. So I feel a part of that. But very cool. Kaylee, thank you so much for putting the playlist together, giving me a lovely Word document to work off of as well. It was really good. I think in terms of favorites, favorite songs from this playlist, ooh, that's tough. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Candy Sugar Pop, 100%. Um, I would say Uno's. Where am I? Probably. And then I really like Circles. I think that would probably be my. I think those would be my faves. So, um, Kaylee says I love that video. MJ spitting out his pop partly through. Yeah, I was gonna say that shit was so funny. That killed me. That killed me. But yeah, this was great. Again, I know this was a group that had been a long time coming. I do want to notate that this was because Kaylee comes and hangs out in our chats. And I know Sarah has done it, Gunky's done it. We're still waiting on Youthful. Hopefully, Youthful will be back to stream our streams very soon. But yeah, if you come hang out, you get channel points. If you get 100,000 channel points, then you can have your deep dive to do it. So come hang out, come join, be a part of the community. That's the best way to get those. If there's a group that you would really want me to cover and it is staple to you, then come hang out and be a part of the community. It'd be really rad. And then on top of that, you get channel points, and then you can come bully me to check out the group that you would love me to check out. So, very fun stuff. I will have all of this uploaded. Like I said, I have all the videos preloaded on Vimeo now. I just got to make the thumbnails, which shouldn't take me too long. So those will be up tonight, all 4 videos. So check Patreon first. And then YouTube will be shortly to follow. I just finished editing the Dean slash Woods video. So those are both going up as well on Patreon. And then again, consequently following on YouTube. So go check those out if you missed those. Those were really fun. Shout outs to both Dean and Woods. So we did deep dives of them. And then Monday, I have no idea what we are doing. Oh my God. Yeah. Everyone give us salutes to Kaylee. Appreciate it. Yeah, Kaylee's crushing it. We love to see it. And then Connie says I need like 78k more points. One day I will get to 100k. I believe in you, Connie. Same with you, Taste Winu. You guys will get there. I believe. But very cool. Just wanted to give y'all an update on what videos still have to be posted or still have to be going up. So that's what I have planned. And then Monday, I feel like there's been so much stuff that has come out recently. So I think it would probably be best if we did a catch up stream on Monday, just because I know there's been a lot that has come out as of recently. So it'd probably be good to kind of follow up because I know March has been a little bit crazy in terms of releases. So we can kind of do a smattering of different things, unless you think there's a big enough comeback that we should be checking out. I am down for some suggestions. I will also probably be doing for those like catch up streams and stuff. I'll probably be making a new listing in the playlist making section of Discord. So go check that out. Kaylee says catch up Monday, Chaos Wednesday. Could TBZ come back on Monday? We'll have to check them out. I'll put a link, like I said, for the Discord. If you want to put like the comebacks or things that have happened over the past like couple weeks since our last catch up stream, then you're more than welcome to drop it there. It's probably a good idea just because I feel like I get a lot of suggestions, but I feel like that would be pretty good to kind of coalesce all of those new comebacks, music that I haven't checked out yet into one thing. So I will be making it tonight as everything goes up. But very excited. There's tons of comebacks on Monday, so I feel like it would probably be a good time to watch them, of course. But yeah, and then Wednesday, I guess we can figure out what we want to do Wednesday, but Wednesday would be really sick. Maybe we'll do Chaos since I haven't done one of those in quite a bit. I also love doing the variety streams as well because we haven't done one of those. And then we'll have to plan a time for the B-sides. I feel like the B-sides would be really cool at some point, especially the groups that I've covered already. I think that would be really neat um, chaos mini deep dives and variety. We could cram it all into a Wednesday night for sure. But that's the plan. If we have anything that changes, again, check the Discord. That is the best way to know what is happening. Um, Guggy says you might not have enough time on Monday to do a catch up stream. How so? I think we'll be there's so many new songs. Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say we'll do it. We'll do what we'll try to do as much as we can. Usually I'm pretty good about getting through them. So if there's a lot, we'll power through it and try to do as many new songs as we can. So thank you so much again. Massive salutes to Kaylee. Give big love to Kaylee in both part 1 and part 2. Like I said, they did a fantastic job on setting this up. So I feel like I always got to give credit where credit is due. So please go show Kaylee some love. And then hopefully we'll see y'all Monday for catch up stream, and Wednesday probably chaos, it seems like. So that's what y'all want to see from me. So I think that's probably that's the idea. So have a nice weekend. I don't believe I will be streaming this Saturday, but I will be streaming on Monday. So see y'all Monday. Peace, y'all.